listen, today is the new moon in Cancer. And there are quite the challenges in the sky. Pluto is still at 29 degrees retrograding in Capricorn, and it's squaring off the nodes, which literally switch from Taurus and Scorpio to Aries and Libra within 2 hours, well within 2 hours of the new moon being at its peak, which is I think around 1:32 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay. Plus we've got Mercury and Lilith in Leo squaring off against Uranus and Jupiter, which is a losing battle for Mercury and Lilith and Leo, because Jupiter and Uranus are going to topple the shit out of it. You know, they just are. Jupiter is fucking huge. Nothing really squares off against Jupiter and wins unless it's the fucking sun, and then Jupiter don't like it. So, you know, Jupiter is going to win out against Mercury. Uranus is winning out against Lilith. But it's not going to go out quietly. You know, Mercury and Leo, especially when things in the reality are what they are with Jupiter, and for good reason, whether we realize it or not. Pride and ego can be hurt and things can be said that could potentially shift the reality in a big way, especially with Uranus squaring Lilith. If we abandon the self, if we get into ego and pride and all that shit, you know what I mean, then things could really rock. Things could really rock, especially because the moon is conjunct the sun. I mean, that's what new moons are. Vulcan's also retrograding and kazeming across the sun as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of shit happening. Vulcan is the hammer, right? If we think about Hephaestus and all, it's the hammer, it's the forge. So there's magic being worked, for sure, but it has force behind it. Okay, it has force behind it. And with the sun and moon squaring off against Eris and Aries, Eris will lose that battle, but she's a bitch. Eris is a bitch, okay? She's the goddess of discord and disharmony, mischief and mayhem archetype, right? And she's an Aries, and the emotions or the intuition are definitely winning out against the part of the self that would prefer to wreak havoc and self-sabotage, right? Especially creating that disharmony within the self. So there's energies going on today that just be aware of them, right? The challenges are real. The challenges are real. The moon will at some point be opposing Pluto exactly around 11:30 tonight, Central Daylight Time. And hopefully you'll be like me and you just sleep through it. Sleep through that opposition. But if not, you know what I mean? There's a whole lot of things going to be pinging off on the inside saying, hey, I know this seems like you've done it before and you could do it again, but you really can't, right? That opposition that we've been getting back to back to back at 29 degrees Cancer to Pluto is really letting you know you have to listen to your intuition. Even if it doesn't make sense to why you'd say no, if your intuition's like something's off, you really do got to heed your intuition on this one. You can't do things the way that you would normally do them. You have to listen to your inner guidance system. Okay, so be aware of it. Don't let your mind and your ego run away with you and dip into what is essentially really dark Leo energy. Okay, because if you dip into really dark Leo energy and let your mind race, Uranus and Jupiter are going to win that battle. Okay, you will be very, very humbled. The reality will very much humble you. Okay, the one trine going on is from Venus in Leo, about to go retrograde, right? If you haven't checked out the video that I did on kicking off Venus retrograde for 2023, then I would watch that. That'll be under the videos tab, not the live tab. But Venus is trining with Eris. So, with Venus trining Eris, there's beauty in the discord. Meaning, if for whatever reason you truly fuck it up, you'll find gratitude for the lesson later. All right, you will be humbled and find gratitude for the lesson later, but it fucking sucks to be humbled. I mean, let's be real. So, you know, don't don't fret too much. Like, the universe always has it's okay, I got your back moment going on in the sky. There's always something happening that's not fucked up. No matter how much fucked up shit's going on. But yeah, so if emotions are running high today, remember that your emotions are just a tool that your being uses to discern and understand what is and isn't in alignment, whether it's the people that are triggering you off, the situation that's triggering you off, or the way you are perceiving them. Okay, because we can always change our mindset. We can always change our perspective and our focus, right? We can always go from being problem focused to solution oriented and change our own momentum with our own choices, right? We can do that. So if you cannot change people and you cannot change circumstance, change the way you're looking at it. Find gratitude in the disharmony. Okay, there's a reason why it is the way it is. Sometimes we don't see it until later, but it's still important that it happens the way that it does for a reason. Okay, so I love y'all. I gotta go to work now. And I will see you all later for the moon event. All right, I will see you all later for the moon event. Until we see each other again. Bye.